Major breaking news, Sahel state is winning again. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, now they have their own national anthem. So this is the national anthem that they posted. Yeah, it's in French, but don't worry, I made an English translation for you. Just check in the comment section. So even though France warned them, France told them that they should stop what they are doing because they will never be successful. But Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they did not give up. Now they have their own national anthem. Can you believe this? It's not the only thing. They are planning to come together and form one country, and they have even come to an agreement. The person who is going to be the president of this country, and they came to an agreement that Ibrahim Traore should be the president of this country. Can you believe this? What they're trying to do is to come together and to show the Western leaders that really African leaders, they can come together and form something great. That they can change Africa, that they can make African great, and this is what they are trying to do. And also they are advising that the leaders that they should stop fighting their own brothers, that Africa is not the enemy. The enemy is the person that comes to Africa and trying to steal African resources.
All Africans should hear this. Ibrahim Traore has exposed the West. And let me tell you, the way he did it is one of the greatest ways. I think Ibrahim Traore is the greatest leader of all time in Africa. So Ibrahim Traore has exposed how the West steals from us and then brings this aid into us, saying that they are helping us in the expense of our resources. And this is what he said. It is like a cow has been slaughtered and then they eat the meat and give us the intestines. So this is how they do it. They come to Africa. They tell us that they want the minerals in Africa. They want to mine the minerals. They want to do all the work. Then they take these minerals, go to their country, sell their minerals and use that mineral for their advanced technology. And then from these profits, they just take a very small amount of money and bring to Africa and say, now this is humanitarian aid. We want to help you because Africa is very, very poor. He has said that Africa must have its own sovereignty. This is not what the Africans should receive because they are the owners of the resources that they are using there. He has said that it is time for Africa to take the biggest shares in its resources. So this is major breaking news. This is something that all the Africans should hear. So the Prime Minister of Italy, Meloni, has admitted that Africans no longer trust Western nations, no longer heed to what they tell them, no longer listen to what they say, because they have realized that for a very long time, they have taken Africa with a lot of ignorance. They came to Africa to exploit resources and to take advantage of our ignorance. But now Africa has risen, and this is what she has said, that no more will Africans be lied, no more will Africans be manipulated by the Western nations. And let me tell you, all these things started in the Sahel states, Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali, and Ibrahim Traore has played a very huge role in opening the eyes of all the Africans. And now the Africans are starting to understand that even the leaders we had and we have, many of them have been manipulated so that they can serve the interest of the Western nations. And let me tell you, this one is very alarming because in the near future, which might be less than 1 year, everything is going to change in this world, and Africa is going to be one of the greatest continent. No more manipulation, no more lies. Everybody should be thanking Ibrahim Traore for all these
and amazing souls. My good people, are you seeing what's happening in Kenya at the moment? Are you seeing what's happening in Kenya at the moment? It's all about liberation. I mean, the youths of Kenya understand their rights. They know what is wrong, what is right. Unlike other countries, they fear so much the political class. They fear so much their governments. My good people, I'll talk about that in the next video. In today's video, I want us to talk about the Sahel region, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, the countries that their leaders first started the liberation thing, and at the moment they are actually at a point where most of us are admiring. So guys, did you know that the Sahel region, the AES region, they already came up with a national anthem? You see, like the way East Africa has their national anthem, the Southern Africa, and at the moment the Sahel region, they have their national anthem. It's in French though, but we are happy because if you see the translation, I think my electricity is back, but it's not stable. Anyway, sorry for the distractions. Let's go back to what we are talking about, or should we listen to these videos first? No, today let us talk and then we listen to the videos. So guys, this national anthem, it's all about unity, one people, and then one destiny. I saw the translation and I was like, oh my God, you people are liberating us, you people are encouraging us. And if there is somebody who is understanding or who has understood how Africa is evolving in terms of, understanding the education system, understanding the liberation kind of thing, understanding that, these Western countries, they're just playing with our minds. So I want to, if there is one person, I will say it's Meloni, the Prime Minister of Italy, in short. Okay, is an African, I will say Italy. So the lady, this honorable lady, she has always been fighting for Africans and wanting the West to understand, like, yeah, you know what? These Africans know what they are doing. They understand also what you are doing. And that is why, you see people like Burkina Faso, they are coming out and opposing what you are doing. Imagine, guys, a country like Burkina Faso, at this given moment, at this given point, they depend on their own taxes. Okay, let's not talk about the taxes, but their taxes, okay, it's the same thing at the end of the day. They depend on their own taxes to build and develop their countries. Unlike most of us who depend on both our taxes and debts outside the country, like from IMF, from China, from America, from Europe, which will actually keep us being slaves like forever and ever, because these loans, when you borrow them, you pay them at a very high interest. For instance, in Kenya, they say that whenever a child is born, they have a debt of around 100,000 Kenyan shillings the moment a child is born. So everybody in Kenya already has a debt, and even those who are being born, they already have. So how many years will it take for the government or for the leadership in place to finish paying those debts? Because a country like Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore came into power in 2022, and now as we speak, they don't owe anybody any money. The money that they're using to construct and develop their country is from their own taxes and, the Burkinabes abroad. So we go back to the issue of the national anthem. Whoever thought that, the Sahel region will be independent economically and everything wise? Whoever thought about that? Because, once you think about liberation, once you think about decolonization, once you think about depending on yourselves, then you hear the Americans now, they are saying like, we are sanctioning this country. Did you even know that Burkina Faso is one of the sanctioned country? And what have they done? Because when you are sanctioned, it means that you are risky in the first place. There is no security there. But if you go to Burkina Faso, you'll see people living peacefully. You'll see people having an amazing and fun time, people working, developments going on. So at some given point, I always think like when sanctions are imposed on countries, it's just a matter of political, it's political. It's not like the country is insecure in any way, right? That's my belief, and I'll continue believing that. Because, there is a source even that mentioned Kenya is, one of the sanctioned countries. Like, what? Are you for real? Africans are a walk. We all want one Africa, one army, one flag, one currency. You see what's happening in Europe? You can live in Germany and work somewhere else. You see how amazing the boundaries are? And then why are they doing this to us? Like, I can't work in Kenya and live in Uganda. I can't work in Uganda and live in Tanzania. What the hell? Like, that's unfair. And also, the moment we have fresh leaders that are of different generation, then I think Africa will change. I believe so. But if we keep electing leaders that have been there before or their relatives, then all this will continue happening, because these people, they are being controlled by the West. They are being funded and done everything. And also remember these things of non-government organizations that are from the West. They come, take our treasures, you know. They go, they say that they want to add value, they bring back, and then they bring some small donation, but in real sense, they have taken a very huge percentage. So, as Africans, we need to stay awake. And I'm glad we have people like Julius Malema. You see the way Americans came for her, like the governance part of it, not the people of America. Because, of course, the people of America were like, just leave these people alone. Leave them to decide on what they want to do with their country. We don't have to get involved. But what? The scramble for Africa still happening in the 21st century. Oh my God. Guys, I'll see you in the next video. I love you to the moon and back. Subscribe to this amazing channel.